All right, this is the first episode. This is Nonsense. Welcome to Nonsense, the Hour with Freddy. I'm your host. We're going to get into it. I don't know how I'm going to fill this whole hour. I have to do it by myself for this first episode and maybe many more episodes. I don't really know how often I'm going to release this, but we're just going to get into it and see what happens. I think it's interesting now. I've been in Austin for about 10 months, and it's pretty interesting. A lot of stuff happens. Let's just keep you up to date on some of the comedy, some of the stories, some of the just really nonsense things that don't matter, and just see what you guys think, and hopefully you find it interesting or just help you kill an hour. Okay, so first, I want to discuss clouds. This has really been on my. I really hate that I started off like that. I don't want to announce it like this is some grand topic because it really dilutes the topic and itself because clouds is not a strong topic. It's like if I was in a conversation with you and I said, you know what, the clouds today, you're not really going to take me serious off the rip. I would have to say something just amazing about a cloud. I would have to say the cloud is a tornado and it's dangerous for you to really take me serious. So I really introduced this topic wrong because I want you to enjoy it, but I also want you to at least be interested in the topic of clouds, So I'm going to just say, I'll tell you a story, what they would call an allegory back in the day. So I was on a plane and I looked outside and I saw a cloud, right? And I was thinking, not enough credit. A lot of people are hating on clouds. A lot of people are hating on clouds. So first, I don't even know if they're hating on it. If they were hating on clouds, I would say they'd get enough credit. They're ignoring clouds. They're acting like clouds aren't amazing. They don't exist. And my theory is most people are looking at clouds from the ground up, right? That's not crazy. You with me? And when they're looking at them from the ground up, they can still be awesome, but they're not as awesome. A few pros, you could look at the cloud from the ground up. One, see that it could be anything. It could be anything. Not one cloud specifically can be anything, but any cloud could be anything. They're like snowflakes. They're identical. I mean, they're not identical. They're unique. I don't know every cloud's unique, but I'm just going to say every cloud's unique for my argument. So they're unique. They're beautiful. A cloud could be a dog. It could be a bigger dog. It could be a cow. It could be a bigger cow. It could be a car. So it could really be three things. And that's awesome in and of itself. So, cool. Just off rip. Just off from the ground view, looking up at a cloud, cool. We already got that. Now, let's say you're moving up in the sky. I don't know how you're doing it. Maybe it's a mechanical bird that flies. That's a bar. I didn't mean for it to rhyme. Okay, I stretched that one. That didn't rhyme. I tried, and we're past it. So anyways, you're moving up in the sky. Let's say you're on a plane. It could be a hot air balloon. I don't know how high hot air balloons go, but I'm sure there's an overlap between a hot air balloon's max height and a cloud's lowest height. I'm sure. Because I think fog is a cloud, and fog is on the ground. Fact check me, ask Gronk, ask Siri, ask ChatGPT. Get back the answer to me. Either way, if you're inside of a cloud, very cool. You can be inside of a cloud. That is just awesome in and of itself. A lot of things you can't really be inside. Can you really be inside of a mountain? Sure. Can you be inside of a waterfall? Of course. Could you be inside of a volcano? If you would. But a cloud is nice because it's like also... you could kind of see through it. Like if you could live in a cloud, it would be awesome. It's like a sauna, right? Yeah, it's like a sauna, but it's not because you're in a plane instead of a hot place. But it's like a steam room, but it's not because you're also in a plane. But you see what I'm saying? So it's cool to also be in a cloud. If you're just it's just nice. Look outside the window. It's nice. It's cool. It's a little way. You're seeing the water droplets and stuff. And you have this sensation of you're a part of something bigger than yourself. That's something that Nelson Mandela used to always say. I always feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself. Now you're almost like the epicenter of a ginormous cloud. You don't even know what this cloud is up to. But now you're a part of it. Which can be bad because you could be guilty by association because this cloud could just rain on some poor village who has enough water and they could drown and kill people, and now you're complicit in it because you are part of this cloud. When you went through that cloud, this is what you signed up for. You signed up to take on anything that this cloud does because you are now the epicenter of this cloud. You have cloud drama. Or you could have cloud happiness. Now that's something that a lot of geographical anomalies and superstar amazing things that the world produces can't offer you. But a cloud can. So that's another point for why clouds are amazing. Now let's move up another elevation level. Let's get up into this third elevation level, which I like to describe as tertiary, because that's third, and Latin, I believe, or French Latin. Now we're into the third level. You are now above the clouds. That in and of itself is a feeling, and it's a popular saying that you can now use as an Instagram caption. You can say, I am above the clouds. I'm not dealing with nonsense. Now you have a buffer. You have a buffer from every person that you hate that is on the ground. You have a cloud buffer. They cannot see you. You cannot see them. But if you wanted to, you could potentially drop something on them that would hurt them. It's a very small chance that it would hit them, but it's not zero because you are now above the clouds and no one would know it's you. But you would have it on your conscience. But that's a totally different thing. You're now above the clouds. Clouds look cooler, 10 times cooler when they're below you. Now it looks like you have big pillows that you're resting on. Now it looks like you're just in heaven. You could fall back on a cloud. Cloud 9, which people assume is just awesome. You're looking down on cloud 9. That's a tremendous feeling. You can't get that from a waterfall. You can't get that from a Grand Canyon. I'm sorry, Mount Everest. We look down on you at this level. We're tertiary high. Now, that is my argument for why the clouds are in the top 3 of the geographical anomalies produced by this amazing Mother Earth. If you disagree, I don't care. But if you agree, I think you're one of the smartest people of all time. All right, now on to some comedy. I kind of brief you on some of the things that have happened so far. I've been doing comedy 3 years, so I'll just try to zoom through this super fast. I was living in Rochester, New York for 4 years, from 2020 to 2024, and 2022 at the age of 26, I think. I just turned 26. Yeah, I was 25 going to 26. I started comedy in Rochester, New York. I started, I think I did one in December at this place called Bar 90. It had like dinosaur sounds and basketball games being played, and people were playing Mario Kart at the bar, not even paying attention to you. It was whatever. I don't even think I even did it anymore after that for a while. Then in May, right before my birthday, I remember, May 13th, I really started. I went to Boulder Coffee up in Rochester, New York. Shout out to my boy Frank. And I did the mic. Shout out to Sarah Benson. She was hosting, and all these people were there, and I did the mic. And ever since then, which was 3 years ago, May 13th, 2022, 3 years ago. I've been doing comedy every day. I haven't missed more than 10 days in a row doing comedy, and that's fun. So I've been doing comedy, maybe Rochester, from May 13th, 2022 to August 2024. So 2 years. And I basically did a lot of stuff in upstate New York, Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse. Shout out to my home club, Syracuse Funny Bone. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Lori. She's at Albany now. And I did a lot of work there, met a lot of people, met a lot of people. And then I moved to Austin, August 9th, 2024. And ever since then, just been grinding and meeting everybody, hanging out. It's been so fun. I've been doing a lot of mics and just trying to get better. And a couple weeks ago, I signed up for Kill Tony and for the Mothership mic, and I got on the Mothership mic. Now, it's been 10 months. I sign up not every week, but I sign up a lot occasionally. I take a couple months off or whatever. But the first week that I was here, in August, I signed up for the Mothership audition mic. You get 3 minutes, and it's random. It's 15 people on the list, and there's like 100, 200 people that are signing up. And the first weekend I get picked, I get called. And I remember when I was signing up, I was asking the guy in line, because my first weekend, I'm like, so how do you know if you get on? When do they put the list out? He said, they put the list out at 6:30. Come back at 6:30, and you know if you're on the list or not. I said, okay, cool. I'm at Shakespeare's. 6:30 hits. I'm like, all right, everyone's gonna rush. I'll give it a minute. I check the list at 6:31. I'm on the list. Boom! So excited. Go to sign up. Hey, sorry. 6:30 was the last time, the latest you could check in. We already gave your spot away. What? You had to check in at 6:15. List drops at 6:15. 6:15, 6:30 check-in time. Missed it by a minute. Haven't been picked since. It's been 10 months. Haven't been picked on it. Signed up maybe, look, if you got, 4, that's 40 possible weeks out of 10 months. I signed up maybe 22 times. So I'm like, all right, it's whatever. So I go this one day, go sign up. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just go chill, sit in Shakespeare's, wait for the thing, blah, blah, blah. Because normally I go on Monday, I sign up for the Creek mic early. I get there, sign up like maybe 12, 13, go sign up for the Mothership mic, so that if I don't get that, I come back, do the Creek mic, I have a good spot. But this time I go, sit down at Shakespeare's, wait it out. Then I'm sitting there at 6:15, I see everybody go out. I'm like, all right, I already know it's going to be a rush. I'm going to wait, let it die down. One of the comics come in, he's like, hey, bro, you on? I don't really talk to this guy like that, so I'm thinking he might be fucking with me. I'm like, whatever, you fucking with me, Remy. He's like, no, whatever. So I go out. I just take a stroll. I'm not rushing. I'm not in no hurry or nothing like that. But I walk out. I go look at the list. Boom, I'm on the list, number 7. I'm like, oh, all right. Let me lock in. I've been preparing. I didn't have my audition set in here for about 6-7 months now. I'm like, 3 minutes. Boom, I already know I'm going to hit you with. Boom, I already know. Now the time's here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me lock in. I go. I got some time to kill, so I go back up. I sign for Kill Tony, and I tell everybody. I see people at the thing upstairs that just sitting at the tables. See my friends. I'm like, hey, yo, I got on the mic. Oh, kill it. Everybody give me, good wishes, positive wishes. Sign up. I go into Mitzi's. I'm waiting on them. We get like maybe 15 minutes before we get to go up there. So I go to the bathroom. I see Roman. I'm chatting it up with Roman. I see Taylor Neely and Colton Jones. So I'm like, okay, cool. I know a couple of these people. It feel good. So I'm sitting here chopping it up with them. Some of them might be nervous. So I'm trying to leave them alone a little bit, but I'm just messing with Roman. And finally get up there. I'm sitting up there, and in my mind, I already know you got 3 minutes. You got to kill it. This is your audition. And you hope Adam Egget's there. I don't know what Adam Egget looks like. So I see somebody in the back, though. I know they told me he sits in the back along the thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I look back there. I see a guy. I ask Roman, I'm like, is that him? He looks back. He's like, yep, that's him. I said, oh, bet. So we here. This is the audition now. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got my set. Go up there. I got a nice outfit on, fresh. Just came back from my birthday weekend. Just bought this joint. Ain't even put it on yet. No, that's cap. I put it on for my birthday. But now I put it on again because it was so fresh. I was like, I got to rock it again. So, boom, I rock it. And then, some people get on. They do all right. Blah, blah, blah. I get on. Set of my life. Murder. Every joke. Bam, 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 bam. Killing it. I'm in the zone. Like, it feel mixed and mastered. It feel like some pro shit, right? So, boom, I get off. I walk back. Adam Egget shakes my hand. I walk back to the table like, oh, I forgot something. I ain't even leave nothing at the table. I just remembered in my head, I had these conversations with so many people. They like, oh, yeah, if you do good, you walk back, act like you need to get something, and he'll stop you. He'll shake your hand or something like that. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So it's just ingrained in my head. I didn't even think. I was just like, as soon as I get off, let me walk straight to the back, see if he stopped me. I go back. He stopped me, shake my hand, say, good set. You free. Come back next Monday. Do 5 minutes. I said, all right, bet. Cool. I get out. I'm freaking out. This is what I dreamed of. I didn't think it was going to happen that day, and it happened, and I had one shot, and I made it happen. I'm excited. I walk out. First person I see is Cassidy. She worked there. I don't even really know her that well, but, I'm just like, yo, I got the callback. She give me a hug. I see all these people. I got, like, my eyes watering and stuff. I'm walking down, going to Vulcan. I see Taylor. I see Lino. I see all these people. Paul, Jesse, And I'm just like, oh, I got, got the call back. Everyone's hyped for me and stuff. And they're like, we got to turn up. I see Kevin, I think, was over there. So that was hype. I go and I tell, everybody go hang. And then I had a week, basically, to prepare to do this callback. So it's only 5 minutes. So I was like, all right, cool. Everybody throughout the week is giving me, they're like, oh, go out there and crush. Or the other advice is go out there, do new stuff. He wants to see new material. So I'm torn. I'm like, I already did 3 minutes, three of my best minutes, some fire stuff. So I was like, all right, I got just 2 more minutes. I'll just add 2 new minutes and do the 3 that crush or whatever. So I'm spending the whole week obsessing over this. I'm so anxious. I can't think of anything else. Like, in my head, I'm like, this next week, this next 5 minutes can change my life. Like, I go and crush it on this next 5 minutes. I'm past the Mothership. I could be a door guy. Anything is possible. I'm rubbing elbows with all these people. I'm already in my head envisioning me, like, taking pictures, me getting posted on the Mothership Instagram, like, new door guy. I'm already planning the post in my head. Like, I'm more stressed over what's the caption going to be. Like, what am I going to say when I make that Mothership post, So I'm anxious thinking about how important this is. And the thing that's also getting me is I had an imposter syndrome. Because I'm like, I've been grinding all this time. I've only been doing it 3 years. I don't think I'm that good. Like, I'm hearing these sets and this and that, and I'm like, it's all right. It's getting me, I'm good enough to get to a certain level, but I didn't think I was close enough to the Mothership. So when he said call back and it let me know, like, oh, I'm in the sphere, I'm in the realm, like that, it made me look at myself different. Like, okay, maybe I am here. Maybe these jokes maybe I need to stop looking down so hard and go at it with more confidence. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So I'm doing this, doing as many mics as I can throughout the week, trying to work out the material, thinking like, okay, what do I do? So I'm like, all right, I'll do 3 old, 2 new minutes. And I'm just doing every mic that's possible. I'm doing mixed mics, music-only mics. I'm going outside Austin, driving 30 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way. I drove one place. Lady's like, nah, it's only music. I'm sorry. I'm like, I drove 30 minutes out here. Can I at least get like 5 minutes? She's like, nah. It's like, damn. So I drove 30 minutes the opposite way. Went and got this place. Everybody did music. I was the last one. I did comedy, and they loved it. And I started doing 12 minutes that I got to just run everywhere, and it was killing, and everyone was giving me all these props like, yo, you're gonna make it, like, let me get a picture with you, like, I believe in you, and this and that. And all this stuff was happening at the same time as I get the Mothership thing. Nate told me I buried him on one thing. Somebody else said I buried him, and I go up there like, it's a hard follow. I used to never get any of those, so I'm like, oh, I'm getting all these at the same time this is happening. Like, it's boosting my ego, my perceptions, but I'm like, it can't really be that good or whatever. So I'm just keep grinding, doing all this stuff. Then I finally get to the day. It's the callback day. It's the Monday. I get there, and I tell them, hey, I'm on the show, and the door guys are like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's dope. The people who don't even want me down, they're like, oh yeah, we know you, which that feels good. And then I go up. And I think Miles Johnson was hosting this time. Liz Splatt hosted the last one. Miles Johnson was hosting. And I'm talking to him. And he tells me, oh, yeah, you're only doing 3. And he put me back on the 3-minute audition. I just went at the end of the audition. And I was like, dang, I'm doing 3. I didn't ran 5 minutes this whole week. I had the whole set I wanted to do and the order. And I had it all timed out, so now I had to switch it. I'm like, do 3. I'm going to just do 2 minutes that I did last time, 1 new minute, just because I want to just kill it, because you put me under the gun last minute. I'm like, all right, whatever. Just go out there, kill it. I go out. I have a pretty good set. And, I go to the back, and Adam Sassy's like, hey, good set. Come back next week, do 5 new minutes, do 5, new stuff. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. Cool. He gave me advice on what I need to do so I don't have to worry about guessing. And he said come back next week for callback number 2. So I leave. I'm a little disappointed because, I wanted to crush it. I wanted to do the 5 and get past. But they changed the time. I didn't crush as hard. And I I got the call back again, which is still good, but it's just, in my head I had built it up like, this is it. This is a day that my whole life changes, and then you realize your life don't change. It's the same thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. So then after the hype gets down, I get the call back. I'm telling the people, they're like, all right. And then I think I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to be here next week. I'm going to be in Hawaii. So I got to figure out how the next day, how to get back in contact with Adam. Because, if you're not passing the mothership, you can't go into the mothership unless you have tickets and stuff. So I walk up to the door guys, and I see these two door guys, and I'm like, hey, I need to tell Adam a message. I'm not going to be here for this callback next week. And one of the door guys, I don't really know him that well, but he was just like, oh, don't worry about it, dude. I'll tell him. And in my head, I'm like, this seems nice, but it's really not nice because I don't need you to tell him. I need to tell him because we need to have a conversation. Like, even if you pass the message along, the most important information is what he's saying back. And I don't really know you that well for us to pass the information between each other. Like, you shouldn't be the mediator. And even, why would you want to mediate such an important task? That also seemed kind of odd. But regardless, I was like, sure, just tell him this message. Can you just pass this message along? And he was like, yeah, sure, I'll pass the message along. And I left, and I was like, I hope he knows I can't trust that. That doesn't sound, that would be bad on my part, not doing my due diligence, if I just took his word and was like, you know what, this thing that is so important, the most important thing I've ever done in my entire life, I'll leave it up to this guy I barely know to pass the information along and somehow also find me and pass the information that I need from Adam back to me. That would have been a crazy thing, but for some reason, he acted like it was normal. So I was like, okay, cool. I can't really figure out how to talk to Adam that way. So I had to go hit up some people that I know who have gotten callbacks and who has told me before is like, oh, yeah, I've communicated with Adam through email or whatever. So I was like, okay, let me see if I can get the email. I got the email. I emailed Adam like, hey, I'll be in Hawaii. Can't make this date. Can I come back another date? He said, come back the Monday after. Perfect. I come back on Tuesday from Hawaii, and then I have 6 days to run the material until the second callback. So I was like, all right, that's perfect. And I'm not as anxious this time, so I'm just chilling. Now I get to go to Hawaii because before I was so anxious I couldn't leave the house, I couldn't do anything. Now I get to go back to Hawaii, and now I get to go to Hawaii during this time of anxiousness and just chill out. You can't be anxious in Hawaii. It's too beautiful. So I've heard. I've never been. So I get to go to Hawaii that Thursday. So I do the audition on the Monday. I go to Hawaii that Thursday. And this is going to be the best trip I think I've ever done before because I haven't gone really more than 6 hours on a flight. This is going to be a total of like 15 hours. I'm going Austin to Hawaii, and this is the problem. I had got these tickets a month ago, and I'm going to meet my family. They told me, this is the island. We're going to Honolulu. We'll be there. So I get the ticket, Austin to Honolulu. Then a week before we get there, they're like, oh, actually, it's the big island. It's Kona. So I'm like, I can't change the ticket I got because I got travel insurance, which is good to if you cancel your ticket. But I got the regular cheapest ticket, so they're like, if you want to change your ticket, you have to upgrade to Economy Plus for $200 and then pay the fare difference. And I'm like, I'll just buy a new ticket. It's way cheaper. So I bought a new ticket from Honolulu to the Big Island, Kona. That was $155. So I had to pay an extra $155. But I'm like, I can't trip. I'm going to Hawaii. It doesn't matter at this point. It's whatever. So I take this plane, and since it's so long, I was like, I'm going to treat myself. This is my vacation, and I got the audition that I always wanted to get, so I'm going to relax, treat myself. I got the United Lounge access. I've never been in the lounge before, so I go into the lounge. It's awesome. Free drinks, free food, nice seating, less people. It's awesome. It's worth every penny. And the perfect part was that I got to use it before I connected flights. So I got to use it as soon as I got to the Austin airport. So boom, I go to the lounge in Austin, get drunk, fly to Denver, get drunk, fly to Hawaii, to Honolulu, and it was perfect. It was great. I slept every flight. I was on the window for each flight. It was awesome. And then I finally get to Hawaii, get to Honolulu. It's awesome. I'm like, okay, cool. I got my next plane an hour after I land, so that way I could just get to the other island, meet my family, and be fine. I'll be done traveling. The plane to Honolulu was 30 minutes late. The hour difference between plane time seems like a lot, but you board 20 minutes before, and then you have to end boarding 15 minutes before that. So it's really, you have 30 minutes to get there. I'm 30 minutes late. I missed the flight. That was the last flight from Honolulu to Kona that night. It's 9:30, 10 o'clock. So now I have to wait 8 hours to take the 6 o'clock flight in the morning. So they rebooked me, and it went from Delta to Southwest, so it was a big deal for some reason. They rebooked me, so now I have 8 hours to kill with my luggage. They wouldn't take my luggage. I'm asking them, like, just take my luggage. I'll leave it here. I'll pick it back up. I'll pay money or whatever. No, can't do it. Everything closes. And that's one thing that I don't like is airports that close. I feel like I've been to so many airports that were 24 hours. I didn't even realize you could close. The San Diego one closes too. This one closes. So there's nothing to do for 6 hours. They're going to, like, you could sleep in the lobby. I can't sleep in these horrible chairs. And nothing was good. So I was like, all right, I'll just take my luggage. I'll go downtown. I'm like on Waikiki. They're like, this is basically nightlife. It's like bars and stuff. There's bars open to 2 to 4 in the morning. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'll go out to 2 to 4 in the morning, and then I'll come back, and it should be time for me to start boarding and get on the plane. So, all right, cool. I take the Uber, go down to Waikiki. It's fine. I'm like, not exactly sure what to do yet. So I'm looking for some weed to smoke because I'm like, that'll help bypass the time. But I like to roll my own weed. So I'm looking like, let me just go get a gram. There's like this little weed stand on the side. And they're like, we're only selling eighths. And I'm like, I would get the eighth because I'm going to be in Hawaii for like 5 days. But the problem is you can't take weed from one island to the next island. You'll get in trouble. And I'm like, I can't really risk it. It's not worth it for weed. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to get it. And I don't want to smoke the pre-roll because it's trash weed and I want to roll my own weed. So I'm like, all right, I can't smoke weed. So now I'm sitting here. I'm thinking like, dang, where do I go? This guy walks up to me, gives me these flyers for like a strip club. And he's like, yeah, come to the strip club. It's, open to 4, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, a strip club in Hawaii would be pretty interesting. It'd be funny. It'd be kind of cool. Like, let me see how bad these bitches are, So I'm like, all right, this might be the move. So I'm about to go there. I'm talking to him about if he can give me some weed. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll text this guy. Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, all right, bet. Plans falling into place. I totally skipped the fact that I went to a bar first to go watch some comedy show. And as soon as I get there, comedy show's over. And one of the guys at the bar was like, oh, you can sleep on my bed. And I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I had to get out of here. Anyways, so I skipped that part. But anyways, now we're back at the strip club thing. I didn't go to the strip club. I'm still standing on the side of the road. Some girl she's standing like a little bit down, like maybe 50 feet away from me, wait on an Uber. She's like, can I wait with you until my Uber comes? I don't feel safe. You look like a safe person. I'm like, of course, you could do this. You're gorgeous. So she does that, ends up not even taking the Uber. We go start hanging, go and get drinks and stuff like that. And before we even go to the first bar, a group of like white people just walk past us, go to this bar. A guy throws out a can, throws into a bush. And I'm like, that's messed up, white people. But she gets the can and just boom, throws it right at his head. Bing! Just right on top of the dome, just hits him. And I'm looking like, dang, that's crazy. Like, we're going to have to start scrapping or something. Like, I guess I'm on her side, because I don't know. I guess I'm on her side. So, but the dude just didn't do nothing. Nobody in this group did nothing. They didn't, like, say nothing. They didn't look. Like, they just kept walking. I was like, wow. And in my head, I'm like, that's crazy. And she even asked me, she's like, is that crazy? And I'm like, no. But she was like, her justification for it was, she's in the military, so she lived there for a couple of years. But she's like, the natives don't like people coming here, visitors, and then trashing the island. Like, you making it look bad and doing this. That's not how you respect the island. This and that. So I was like, okay, you know what? That makes sense. Maybe on the island, that's how they get down. So that happened. I knew it was dangerous from there. That was a big red flag. But I was like, I got time to kill, and I don't think she's gonna kill me. So we're here with it. It's better than not doing nothing. So then we drink, and then I go back to her house, and yeah, I spend my time there, and then I wake up at 4 in the morning, go back, get on the plane, finally get over to the Big Island. And then this is the problem, is that the Big Island is so rural. There's only 2 roads, and the taxi system. I was trying to get a lift. It was going to cost me $150 to go from the airport to the resort, which was 30 minutes, maybe 30 miles. 30 minutes away. I had to take a regular taxi. I haven't taken one of those for a while. It cost me $67. Went to the resort. It was nice. Didn't really do anything the first day. Didn't have a car, but we're looking through the brochures, and there was this guy who's like, I do comedy and magic show. So I'm thinking like, oh, wow, that's dope. Like, it's stand-up. Like, I want to call, see if I could get on. Like, I want to do some time if I can. You know, I don't want to take all this time off. So I'll call and ask. So I call this guy, ask. He's like, oh, yeah, it's a comedy show, but it's my show. Like, are you asking for time? Like, no, you can't do no time. Like he kind of rebuffed me. He was really upset. Like, he kind of was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is my show. Like, of course I'm not giving you time. Like, you can come to my show if you want to do that. I was like, oh, you know, my bad. He was like, you know what? The tickets are $80. How many people do you have? 4? All right, I'll comp all 4 of your tickets. I was like, oh, well, all right. That's kind of cool, I guess. You know, come to a show for free. So me and my family get to go to that show for free later. And I'm thinking it's going to be in this big auditorium because we're on a resort. I'm thinking like a cruise. Everybody's going to the same stuff. There's not a lot of things happening. So the guy calls me, and my family gets there before me. I'm still like maybe 15 minutes away and before the show starts. And he's calling like, where you at? Like, are you sure you're coming? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. He's like, I can't start until you get there. I'm like, dang, you're holding up this whole show for me. Like, there's going to be mad people upset, and then I'm going to walk in, and it's going to be awkward. But then I get to the place, and first off, it's like in like a side store in like a strip mall. Like, you would have like a Spencer's here or something like that. But they gutted it out. They turned it into like an art museum for the comedian, magician, painter. He could show off his art. He gets there. He's doing all this old sleight of hand bullshit for 90 minutes. He's this old, weird, creepy man. He used to be in California, moved to Hawaii for 13 years, has a weird handlebar mustache that he twirls. Well, you shouldn't twirl or twiddle. He does that for about 90 minutes. He did probably just one cool trick. Everything else was old 90s stuff. And then he did this one cool trick where he was like, he told this guy, pick a card, any card. Guy picks a card out of the deck, 3 of diamonds. Now he tells everybody else, give me some numbers. We're going to call a random person. Now we need to pick an area code so it's on the West Coast so that they'll answer. So we pick a California number, area code. Everyone gives them 2 numbers, random. Just random numbers. We call the people. He calls the person. No one answers. We're like, all right, that made me feel better. That made me feel like, okay, this could be a real number. No one answered. So then we get a new number. Everyone gives them new numbers. He calls that. Person answers, pizza restaurant. We're like, oh, okay. Pizza restaurant. Someone answered. Let's see what happens. Guy's like, pick a card, any card, in your head. And the guy says, 3 of diamonds. Guy in the crowd's holding 3 of diamonds. Hang up. End of the show. Amazing. And not worth 90 minutes or $80, but that guy was there. He was a comedy musician type of guy. So he did that. That was interesting, really bad, but one good trick. That was nice. Let's see, I went to a volcano. I was in Hawaii for probably 5 days. So after that, we rented a car, drove through a volcano. That was nice. Went through a lava tube. very wet, very sticky, very moist. Cool tube though. I did hit my head on the side. I was bleeding through my do rag, but that's neither here nor there. Um, what else happened? Hawaii is an interesting thing. There wasn't a lot of homeless people, but there were some people who live on the street. That's how they would describe themselves. And when I first got the car, I woke up real early. I wasn't sure what to do, and I was trying to smoke weed. So I was trying to figure out where can I get weed. I'm looking on Reddit, all this stuff. It feels real Fed activity. I'm like, if I can look these things up, the Fed can look these things up. And I don't know how they would trust me. So I'm looking. It's a whole bunch of medicinal dispensaries. You have to have your card. You can't get your card, or you got to smoke THCA. But then I saw some post that was just like, I just went down to the seawall and asked the locals, and someone pointed me to some weed. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got the car. I'm gonna drive down to the seawall. I get down there. I'm not exactly sure which one's the sea wall because there's just one road and it goes all the way along the sea. So the first wall I see, I just pull over to the side. It's like a family in the ocean and a whole bunch of natives. I'm the only non-native. I'm thinking they're looking at me crazy. So I'm trying to play it cool, just walking around, minding my business. I see like two white missionary guys who were talking about Jesus. So I was like, I'm not going to ask them about weed. So then I walk back around to my car and I see this guy smoking a cigarette outside. I'm like, hey, you know anywhere I can get weed? And actually before this, I was driving down. I see another guy smoking a cigarette, and I asked him. I said, hey, and I do a hand signal. I'm like, hey, weed? Where can I get weed? And he was like, huh? No. I'm like, you know where I can get weed? And then he just yells. He's like, kids, run! And I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you say that? And then I just drove off, and I was like, wow. Does he think I'm trying to like hurt the neighborhood? Like, is weed bad? Like, I don't know. I felt like I was doing something bad. Like, where they're like, we don't want you to smoke weed, and you're coming over here trying to smoke weed. You're trying to buy weed and ruin our neighborhood. So I skedaddled. I got the fuck out of there, and then I went down to the wall, the first wall that I saw, and when I saw this guy smoking a cigarette, I asked him, and he's like, oh, dog, just missed it. I just ran out. The guy was just here. He's not here. Oh, man, that's crazy. So I'm like, all right, whatever. He's like, but just go down there. You could ask anybody. They got weed. So I'm like, all right. Everyone keeps saying that, but I don't know if they're trying to brush me off as like a non-native and they're just trying to hoe me, So I'm like, all right, whatever. I got nothing to do. I keep going down. I pass these other places, and I started talking to these people, and it's like, hey, you can get weed from over here, this and that. And I drive through this shopping center, and I see a security guard on the side. Pull up on that guy. Can I get weed? Oh, nah, you asked the wrong security guy. You got to ask the other security guy. I don't smoke. He's not here. I'm like, all right, fuck it. So I just go to the top of this hill. I see at the top of this hill they got a restaurant. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go up to the restaurant because people in the restaurant do drugs. Somebody in there is smoking weed. I'm like, I'll go up there, get a drink, fill it out, see who I can talk to about some weed. I get up there. The bartender I get has to be some sort of autistic Asperger's mix because he was very weird, very skittish, very nice, but very weird to talk about weed. I'm like, hey, where can I get weed? They said ask the natives. He's like, I don't know. But yeah, you could ask this. And he wasn't really giving me anything, and I wasn't trying to push too hard. But then I was like, hoping at the same time he would ask somebody, and he just didn't. I'm giving him tips ahead of time. I'm like, here, take this $5, come back with some information, you get some bigger tip. He's not picking up on any of this. So I'm like, all right, forget it. I'll ask the guy myself. So I asked this other native guy, and the first guy I asked was a white native guy. So now I asked a native guy, and he was like, oh, dog, like, the weed I got is trash. You don't want any of this, but you go down here to this spot right here, this kava spot, ask these people, they're going to have the weed for you. So I said, okay, cool. So now I'm like, all right, I'm chilling. I look at the thing, the place don't close for like 2 more hours. I'm like, all right, let me order some food, get a drink. I'm relaxed. Got some lamb chops, got a drink, hit the road. Now I go down to this kava spot. I go, as soon as I get there, dog, the dude just left. Boom, boom, boom. Now I'm like, all right, you like the third or fourth dude to tell me the guy just left. Like, y'all definitely bullshit me. But he's like, nah, this and that. And he's telling me about the kava and stuff. And the guy seemed pretty cool because he was like, nah, like we really just BS the white people. So I was like, oh, okay, that makes me feel better. So then he was like, we don't got it. So I'm walking around where I parked, and there's this guy who's trying to jump some cables or whatever. I asked him, he's like, oh yeah, there should be some homeless dude right around here who got it. Go ask this homeless dude. Go down by the thing, by a crosswalk or something. I go down there. Homeless guy don't have it. I talked to one guy. He's like, oh, the homeless guy who do got it, he got a black dog. He left. I'm looking for him too. He don't got it. Go to crosswalk. Nobody at the crosswalk. I see some other homeless people. I just ask, and then they're like, no, we don't have it. But when the young white, he's not homeless. He said he lives on the street. He was like, you know what? I'll help you. So now I'm following this guy. He's going up and down. He knows everybody. So he's talking to all the other people that live on the street and on the beach, trying to get the lowdown on where to find the shit. So I'm like, oh, I appreciate it. So he can't find it. He starts talking to some Christian college girls for some reason. And they're talking to me and like, oh, you believe in Jesus? I'm like, yeah, where's the weed? And they're like, what? And I'm like, all right, So then I leave. And I don't know. I'm trying to leave the homeless guy because I'm like, he's a lost cause. He's not. But then he comes back up to me. He's like, all right, no, I got you, bro. So we go back near the kava spot, and maybe like right around the block, there's these two guys just smoking outside, and he just goes up and talks to him. He's like, how much weed are you looking for? I'm like, shit, maybe like an eighth or something, because I'm trying to give him more money because people don't want to just give you a gram or whatever. He's like, I don't got an eighth, but I can give you some weed or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm thinking he's going to give me like 0.7 a grand. He gives me like 1.5, and I'm trying to give him money for it. He don't want no money. So I'm like, okay, boom, cool. It starts raining. We put the weed in the container. I give the street liver some like a couple dollars. I'm like, be good. And then I drive back. I got the weed and shit, which is dope because I thought I was going to have more time to smoke weed, but I rolled the weed up, and then I really was doing stuff for a lot of days, and even at the resort, it's not like it's a non-smoking thing, so even on the balcony, I can't really smoke that much, especially if my goddad was there. He's kind of trying to follow the rules, and he don't smoke either, so it'd be kind of messed up to just smoke in his face. But when they left, they all went to the beach. I stayed home. I was like, you know what? Crack a beer, smoke this blunt, and on the porch, on the balcony. And I was smoking it. I'm having a good time. I'm trying to write some jokes. And I put the weed down. I put the blunt down on the table right on like the backwoods package. And then I'm writing some jokes. I look around, blunt gone. And now it's windy outside. But I'm like, this is a big blunt. Like, it didn't just fly away. I'm looking around, nowhere to be seen. I'm looking over the edge of the balcony, don't find it in the ground. I walk downstairs looking in the dirt, don't find nothing. Lost 3/4 of a blunt that I spent hours trying to find. And I had to buy a whole pack of backwoods because they didn't sell singles. So now I have 4 backwoods, no weed, and I'm only a little high after I did all this. But at that point, I'm just like, I gotta take the L. There ain't nothing I could do. I ain't going back down. Like, it wasn't. It was what it was, and it should have been a sign. It was like, you get the trip. Sometimes when they say it's about the journey, I guess it really is about the journey because I didn't get no destination out of that. But so anyways, I leave Hawaii. I take all these trains, the flights back. I tried an aisle seat on the way back. Don't like that. That was horrible. Kept getting clipped. Can't sleep that well. I did get a chorizo taco on the flight back, and I bought it, but the lady next to me, she didn't have her wallet, or she couldn't do Apple Pay or something like that. So the guy didn't charge her, so he didn't charge me either, which was nice. I got free breakfast. Came back, and this is the thing. As soon as I was working, I had to work Sunday through Wednesday. And I leave Hawaii on Monday, get back on Tuesday. So I had to work one day, took one day off. So as soon as I get back on 1 o'clock. I have to work at 8:30 that night. So, and I need to pick up my dog. So I'm like, okay, what do? Come back, do 2 mics, go pick up my dog, come back and work. And then I just keep working ever since then because I'm like, I have 5 more days to run this new 5 for the second callback audition for the Mothership. So I'm like, all right, cool. I come back. I'm doing 2 mics a day. I'm doing the same thing I did last time. Going to different mics, places I'd never been before, and just running the material. And now I'm going back to some places I did go last time and running the new material to see how they feel about that. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm doing all this, and I also have a lot of shows this week. So as soon as I get back, I get booked from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, and I had the audition on Monday. So I got booked every day except for Saturday, and then the Saturday I did 2 mics. So I'm just grinding, running this new material, and it's doing amazing. It's killing. People telling me I'm burying them. I never get these things. I got 3 people telling me it was a hard follow. I buried them in 1 week. I never got that. So I'm like, okay, this is good. I still got some confidence from getting the callback. People kind of treating me different since I got the auditions. So I'm like, okay, I'm feeling better. The sets are going better, crushing. I have a set Friday night at 10 o'clock, Black Rabbit, sold out. I'm going number 2, murder. Have one of the best sets I've ever had at Black Rabbit with the callback material. I'm like, okay, I'm here. I'm tight. I'm here. It's good. Now go on Monday. I do the callback. I get to the Mothership early on this Monday because not early, but I get there around 7:15 because he said get there at 7:45. So I'm like, all right, I get there at 7:15. I'll chill in Mitzi's, the bar area, 15 minutes. Go up there at 7:30. Make sure I'm early. He sees me. Make sure everything's good. Chill out. Watch a couple sets. I get to Mitzi's. They don't even want me down no more. They're like, you know what? He's good. We know him enough. I'm like, that's nice. That's a good sign. They let me in. I go to the bathroom. As soon as I come back out, they're like, you can't be in Mitzi's. It's closed today. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go next door to Shakespeare's. I get a drink. I'm sitting there. This guy, Charles, pops up, chopping it up with him for about 15 minutes. Then I go back at 7:30, go in, and I'm wearing these pants that I had just got like maybe a couple weeks ago. First time I'm wearing them, so they're kind of tight still around like the hips. I didn't break them in all the way, and I'm going up the stairs like just slowly because I ain't in a rush, and you know it's also the pants are kind of tight. And CJ Landry, I see him working the door. He's like, "What's wrong with you? Why are you going up like a grandma?" And I'm like, just taking my time, just being patient, So get up there. Genevieve's working the door. She's like, "Oh, you got a call back? Like, hell yeah, give me props." And I sit there. Grant Adcock is hosting, and I see a couple people go up for the audition. There's probably like 5 people ahead of me. Everyone's doing all right. Some people did really good. I forgot what the guy's name is. I think like John O'Connor or something like that. He did really good. Me and Josh Francis, we were sitting in the back. We both had to do callbacks. I was going first. He was going after me. And this was nice because for the audition, I was on the 3-minute open mic part. For the first callback, they bumped me down 3 minutes. I went back to the open mic part. I just went on as the last person before the real show. Now this time I got 5 minutes and I'm on the real show. And right at the end of the open mic, Adam Egett left to go do something. So he told Grant, hold his callbacks back until he gets back. So Genevieve went first. Adam came back during that set. And when the lights went down, they went to 5 minutes. And now it's a crew show. You could tell the difference. Now it felt like, oh, this is the big leagues. Because now I'm looking at it, Genevieve, punch, 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 hit, just smacking. And I'm like, oh, this is how my shit is. Like when I'm doing mine, I'm going punch, 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 hit. But I'm going against a whole bunch of open micers, so it just feels way more superior. But now when I'm here against the Mothership, who are all crew, they all work here, they're trying to impress Adam too. Now I get to see, oh, my shit's just running the mill. We both throwing punches. Now it's about combos. Now it's about haymakers. Now it's about what you doing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she's going, if I can hold my own against this and keep it up, then I know I belong here. So I go up and I do good. I have a good set, but there's something happening in the middle of my set. I'm telling the jokes and I'll do punchline. Half a second go by, laughs. So now I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, this is happening like 3 or 4 times. But I didn't run the 5 minutes the whole time. I'm sticking to my material. I'm like, I'm just do the act. I know it's weird delay happening, but I'm going to do the act because I want Adam to see these new jokes. I got like 6, 7 new jokes I put in here I want him to see. But in hindsight, I realized I should have stayed in that moment and I should have addressed it because it didn't feel the same. It felt disjointed. It didn't feel as good as it did the first couple times. Everyone knew that all the jokes worked, but it just felt weird. And I was like, whatever. But that's hindsight. Hindsight's 2020. But so I go and I do the set. It goes all right. It's good. I walk to the back. Adam was just like, "I'll see you soon," and I don't know what that means. It sounds good, but then you want to hear "welcome." You got passed, because I wasn't sure exactly what he was gonna say, if you do get passed or not, or what. Like I was asking everybody when I walked out. I'm telling Genevieve, he said, "I'll see you soon." She's like, "That's good, that's good," I told CJ, he's like, I told Jay Legend, he's like, and then I tell Jimmy, he's like, oh yeah, that's what he said to me, and I just had to get back on to the mic and kill it again. But he said when he got passed, he told him something like welcome to the family or something, like you did it, or maybe that's when he became door guy. Hopefully I could say that. Hopefully it's not too personal. But that's why I was like, okay, so I'm not there yet. I didn't get that. I got to see you soon, see you around. So, I mean, I guess I just got to get back on there and try to crush and just murder. And now I have a little bit more experience and confidence. I'm trying to just work it. I got, like, some new material, and I just got to make sure it kills and it crushes so I could do that. So that was that second callback. So now, you're kind of bummed. You want to get past, or you want to at least do another callback or something. But now it's like I'm kind of free falling. I kind of was attached to the Mothership for 3 weeks. Now I'm kind of back. But regardless, you have to keep writing jokes. You have to keep writing. It didn't matter if I got in the Mothership or didn't. I still had to write jokes. I still have to be better. So that's what I'm going to do. If I was hitting 2 mics a day preparing to get in the Mothership, I need to be doing 2 mics a day, 3 mics a day. I need to be acting like a full-time comedian. And this is kind of where I've been for the past month or two, where it's like I need to just start working, putting the content out. I am working. I have been working. But now it's time to go harder. Like, things are in reach now. Like, why would I stop? It's time to ramp it up. Like, if I was doing something before and I thought, maybe this, now I got to go full confidence. Now it's like I kind of got that battery in my back. Like, Adam Egan shook my hand and told me I'm funny. He the gatekeeper. He the big dog. So, okay. Now, if that's the case, let me keep writing. Let me start putting belt to ass. If I was burying people and that's still not good enough to get into the Mothership, I'm sorry. You're going 6 feet further in the dirt. I got to put you 12 feet down. You don't want to go after me no more. As the stuff I'm about to start doing and stuff I'm about to do I have to go crazy. And it's not because I hate people. It's because I have to. It's like, you're showing me where the bar is. You said you're not good enough. Okay, if I'm not good enough, watch the level I'm about to get to. It's about to get filthy. You're about to make an animal. You're about to make a nasty comedian. It's about to be born. I'm about to go crazy. So that's all I'm saying is that you kind of have to start doing it a different way. I really wish I had kept my timer going. I have no idea how long I've been going, but it looks like it's winding down. I probably have like maybe 10 minutes left. Let's see. So that's the second callback, and now let's keep you up to date. So another thing I've been doing this year is I've been redoing my wardrobe. I used to never buy clothes. I used to live in Rochester and be like, I have 4 hoodies and sweatpants and 3 pair of jeans. I'll just wear that in different combinations for 4 years, and that's fine. And it was, who cared? It didn't matter. It was Rochester. But now I'm out here in Austin. I'm like, it's time to grow up. It's time to get to it. Let's get some clothes. You taking pictures. A lot of people seeing you out all the time. Let's get this. And it's scary because I don't know my fashion sense. I have no idea what I like to wear. So I'm trying to figure it all out. So this year, I'm buying a new outfit every weekend, and I'm trying to watch a new movie every weekend in theaters. Because I kind of grew up under a rock, so I'm not really too well known with pop culture. I know just sports mainly. So I'm like, all right, let me get well versed. Let me stay up to date. New movie every Thursday. So I'm watching it first before it comes out, and I can be hip to what's going on. So, with that being said, let's go through some of the movies that I've watched already in 2025, so that way you can understand and keep up with it, with every episode, every time we drop every week. So far it is, right now when I'm filming it is June 25th, 2025, and I have watched 26 movies. I think some of these were not in theater, some of these I just watched, but I'll give you my rating out of 10, and if I remember anything from any of these. So, first movie, The Monkey. That was like a comedy horror movie. And, heads up, I'm not going into a lot of these movies with knowledge ahead of time. I'm just picking a random movie and walking in, or if I saw some ads for it ahead of time and I'm just walking in, whatever's the hottest movie that week, I'll go see it. So first week I watch The Monkey. That's comedy horror about some monkey with a symbol that claps, and people die every time it claps, and you got to bury it, and it's all types of craziness. And I didn't really like it. I thought it was like, it wasn't as funny as it was trying to be, and some of the deaths were cheesy funny, but not. I didn't like it. Like, there was a scene where like the bees were just like going in through somebody's mouth, and I'm like, it's just like fake gory, and it just felt subpar horror and subpar comedy together. So I just gave it a 6.5. But I do know other people liked it, so it could just be me. Next movie, Captain America: Brave New World, 6.5. It was just very mid. It was nothing too amazing. I watched that one in 40x, so the chair really helped boost that rating up. Number 3, which starts off as my movie of the year contender, it was Mickey 17. It was kind of heavy. That was my dryer. It was kind of heavy with the political themes and kind of like Trump, Elon kind of feelings. But I thought it was shot very well. The acting was phenomenal, I thought. But it did leave some room for improvement. I gave it a 9.2 when it came out, but if I were to rewatch it, it would probably be like a 8.4, 8.5. But furthermore, number 4, Novocaine. That's with Dennis Quaid. I like him in The Boys. He's a good actor. I just realized he was a Nepo baby. Dennis Quaid's son, I guess. I don't know. Jack Quaid. And this was a good movie. It was funny, but I just honestly didn't even like the premise. So I can't feel anything, so I'm going to simp on some girl and save the day. It's kind of whack. And it also was like the same character he plays in The Boys. So no range. I still give it an 8. Then I watched an old movie, Royal Tenenbaums, which is nice that I watched this movie because I guess the director, Paul Anderson or something like that, he dropped a new movie later, which I saw. But Royal Tenenbaums was awesome. Very heartfelt, funny comedy. 9.2 superstar cast. John Wick 2, love John Wick movies. That one I saw on TV, 8.2. Black Bag. Now back to the theaters. I saw this in theaters. I had no idea what this was about. It was shorter, so I just I watch it. Great movie, psychological thriller. I couldn't guess what was happening. I was trying to figure out who was it, who was the person. They kept me on my toes the whole time. Great storyline, lots of twists. Honestly, one of my favorite movies I watched. Another one, old TV movie, Bad Company, 1995, Lawrence Fishburne. I gave it a 7. Black Bag, I gave it 8.5. The Woman in the Yard. This one was a horror movie that came out in theaters. I didn't know necessarily what it was about. I didn't even really know it was a horror movie until I watched it. And it was nice. It felt, the cast was all black. It didn't feel like a black movie, but the cast was black, which was interesting. I don't see too many black horrors or black people starring in horror movies. And it was kind of confusing a little bit to kind of keep up with, but it wasn't bad. I gave it 7.5. Another TV movie, The Panic Room, 2002. That was ass. I gave it a 5. Back to theaters. The Luckiest Man Alive. This was a good acting job. I don't know who the guy was. He reminded me of Zach Galifianakis. It might have been him. I can't remember. But the story itself was not interesting. This guy rigged a game show to win a lot of money and he had a horrible life. Who cares? Whack storyline. Boring movie. 5.5. I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space just as a throwback. Never seen it. Solid, cheesy movie. 6. But it could be like an 8 or 9 if you're just like stoned or something, hanging out with friends. The Amateur. Watched this in theater. Not good. It was very corny. Kind of felt TV movie-ish. This is the guy from like that robot TV show, Rami or something like that. But it was just very, very whacking. I didn't really like him as an actor. He was a very subpar actor. Sinners. After that, Sinners. Oh, so good. Overtook Mickey 17 as movie of the year for me. 9.7. The first half was kind of slow, but then it picked up in the second half. Michael B. Jordan, awesome job playing two people. I'm not even a huge Michael B. Jordan fan, but he really did kill that one. That was awesome. Oh, my bad, dude. I started talking way louder. I got way closer to this thing. Let's see. So 9.7 for Sinners. That was the movie of the year so far. Den of Thieves 2. I watched that on like Amazon or something. That was bad. 5.7. Mad Max Furiosa 6.5. The Whale. Now The Whale was interesting. It was like I've heard about it. The guy being real fat. I think he won an award for it. It was really sad. It was really good acting. Yeah, I gave it a 8.1. Watcher. I don't know what that was. 4.6. I think that was like a Netflix movie. Trap. That one was about the guy taking his daughter to a concert, and the whole concert was fake. Somehow he made it out and got stopped by Ariana Grande or something. I don't know. That was pretty bad too. 4.6. The Accountant 2. Maybe the worst movie I watched all year. So boring. Horrible accents. I fell asleep in the movie theater. It was a 1. Thunderbolts. Marvel slop. Again, 7. It was better than Brave New World, though. Final Destination Bloodlines, 8.7. Great movie if you like Final Destination. It's kind of like, it's a better version of whatever the monkey was trying to do. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, 1. 3 hours long. Don't want to see. The storyline was stupid. I don't care. It was hack and tried. And so boring. I went to sleep. It should not be 3 hours long. Bring Her Back. Movie of the year. My favorite movie so far. Beat Sinners. I have it as a 10. Best movie I watched. I didn't know what it was about. It was a crazy horror movie. It made me put my phone down. A lot of times I'm scrolling through my phone, watching stuff. Put my phone down, and I watched every scene. Every scene was so good. Great, great movie. Bring Her Back. 10. I watched The Phoenician Scheme, which was a callback to Wes Paul Anderson or Wes Thomas Anderson or some whatever his name is. That one was all right. Great cast, but the acting was kind of whack, and it was shot funny, but it was no good to me. 6. Then I watched 28 Years Later just recently, which felt like a TV show movie. It was like a 2-hour show, and it was like leading into the next episode, which I found out is true because they're doing part 2 in a couple months. Which is don't sell me on a movie and then later tell me it's just part 1. Like, anyways, that's definitely an hour. Thanks for sticking with me. This is episode 1 of Nonsense with Freddy Do Less. Check me out, Freddy Do Less, on Instagram. I'm sure I'll make a page for this. This first video doesn't have any video, so you're just gonna take the audio. Love you guys. Peace.